Chicago Bears Now is presented by Manscaped, the Beard Hedger Pro Kit. Great product, great beard trimmer. Go check it out. Promo code Bears20 for 20% off at checkout when you go to manscaped.com. Okay, the Chicago Bears made their pick in the first round of the 2023 NFL Draft. It is Darnell Wright. We broke down this pick in full length earlier, but we're going to break it down a little bit more. I'll hand out a grade, and then we'll look ahead to day 2 with some potential options for Ryan Poles in the second and third rounds of the NFL Draft. But let's talk about Wright first. As you see, round 1, pick 10, Chicago actually traded down with the Philadelphia Eagles one spot to pick up an extra pick next year. And the reason they did that is because Jalin Carter was on the board, and they were not going to take Carter. Philadelphia wanted him. So it was basically a free pick. Philly could have stayed at 10 and gotten him, but they wanted to be ultra safe, make sure they got him. So they came up a spot to get him. Bears picked up a 2024 fourth-round pick, and if you're saying, Harrison, that's not nearly enough. Well, you weren't going to take Carter anyway, so at least you get a free pick out of it, and then you still take a guy, Darnell Wright, that you would have been comfortable taking at number 9 overall. Some people think it's a reach. I don't. We've been saying for months, really for the past year, get Justin Fields some help. We can't now say, well, you got him help, but you didn't get him the right help. Like, Darnell Wright's a good player. Tom Downey has him as his 22nd overall player. I'm higher on Wright. He was a top 15, top 12 type of prospect for me. I think for what the Bears needed, their glaring need was right tackle, especially if they wanted to keep Braxton Jones at left tackle. Darnell Wright is the best pure right tackle in this class. 6'5", 333 pounds. He moves like he's 300, 305. His athletic profile is fantastic. He mauls people in the run game. Some inconsistencies there, but when he connects, he really mauls, and he's a great pass protector, and that's really going to help Justin Fields in this passing attack, as that is where this offense really needs to evolve here in 2023. Dane Brugler, here's his breakdown of Darnell Wright. Says Wright will get himself into trouble when he sacrifices technique for his nasty demeanor, but he naturally defaults to his raw power and body control to consistently win in both the run and passing game. He is a plug-and-play right tackle, important note there, and some teams have him on their draft board as a starting guard. That is not the Bears. He will play right tackle for this team. So grade the pick. A, B, C, D, or F. Give me a grade for Darnell Wright, trading down a spot, getting him at 10. I'm going to give it a B+, and here's why. And I said this earlier on our stream. I said it right after the pick happened. In a perfect world, you would have traded down to like 13, 14, 15, 16 and get Darnell Wright. But you at least traded down one spot, still got him, and the run on tackle started to go. Paris Johnson went number 6 overall to Arizona. You got Wright at 10. Skoronski went the next pick, and by the way, I have to assume the Bears viewed Skoronski as a guard, which wasn't nearly as big of a need as tackle, which is why they went Darnell Wright. And then Broderick Jones went 14. Pittsburgh traded up. Like, the tackles went. They were gone. So 10 might have been your only chance. I'm sure Poles would have been open for business to trade down again, but if there's not a trade there, you got to take a player you love, and they clearly love Darnell Wright. That has been clear for almost a month now. I mean, the reporting on that has been pretty contagious. I mean, Darnell Wright did an interview talking about how much he enjoyed his visit with the Bears. Leaks out of Chicago suggested they liked Wright, so that made a lot of sense. We'll update this depth chart tomorrow, but it's pretty simple where he's going to plug in on the right side there. And look, from left to right on paper, Braxton Jones, I actually think Jenkins is going to play left guard and Nate Davis will play right guard. I'll flip that, but that's interchangeable. Cody Whitehair or Lucas Patrick at center, whoever you want. Maybe you draft someone tomorrow to play center. We'll see. And then Darnell Wright. That's not bad at all. That is a huge upgrade from what you've had last year. Now, is it a top 5 unit in the league? No, but can that be a middle-of-the-pack NFL offensive line with room to grow in years to come as Jones continues to improve and Wright takes another step and you probably add a long-term center either this year or next year? Yeah, there's room to grow. Tevin Jenkins is still a young player. So getting this protection was so important. Like, you had to figure out the offensive line, which is why I commend Ryan Poles for doing this. We've said for a while, protect Justin Fields, help Justin Fields, and we can't backtrack now and be like, F pick, fire Ryan Poles. Like, no, like, if you wanted Jalin Carter, I understand, But you need to also understand why the Bears didn't make the pick. They met with him multiple times and clearly came to the conclusion that he was not worth the risk. They had the chance to take him and they didn't do it. That should tell you something. Seattle passed on him. Detroit passed on him. Like multiple teams that Carter would have made sense for did not trade for him. The Eagles do make sense for Carter. They're in a win-now Super Bowl window. Like, they can take that chance. The Bears are early on in a rebuild. If Jalen Carter doesn't work, you're in a really bad spot because this is the first-round pick Ryan Poles has made as an NFL general manager. It's a really good pick here with Wright, and it's a safe pick as well. I think at worst, he's at least a starting right tackle, and at best, he could be an absolute beast on the right side. Beard Hedger from Manscaped. Go check it out. Find your groove and feel good with your beard game moving forward with the Beard Hedger Pro Kit. Look sharp this NFL draft season by getting this today. Beard like a pro. It comes with the Beard Hedger. You get the scissors, the comb, the shampoo, the beard balm, the conditioner as well. It all comes in one pack, and you can get 20% off with promo code BEARS20 at manscaped.com. This 1-2 punch of men's grooming is the best acquisition for any general manager. So go check it out. Manscaped, promo code BEARS20 at manscaped.com. Support our sponsors, support the show. If you support our sponsors, we can do more giveaways. We were able to give away a Beard Hedger Pro Kit during the stream, so shout out to Manscaped for sponsoring tonight. That link is in the comments and in the description. Promo code BEARS20 to get 20% off plus free shipping. All right, let's shift from Darnell Wright, B-plus grade, to some of the top players available entering day 2, and there's some good ones. We'll take a look at some different positions here. Maybe 8-player chunks here, Rolly. Some of the top running backs available. Devon Achane still out there. Zach Charbonnet, a player the Bears brought in for a top 30 visit. Keep an eye on him in that 53 to 64 range. Take Bigsby out of Auburn. Tyjae Spears out of Tulane. Draft riser in Israel Abanikanda out of Pitt. Roschon Johnson, the other Texas running back. TCU's Kendre Miller. Zach Evans in there as well. I like all those players potentially on day 2. Cornerbacks. A lot of good cornerbacks. How about Joey Porter Jr. still being available? You would almost certainly have to trade up. He is not getting to 53, but he'd be one of the few players I would consider trading up for. Clark Phillips III, Cam Smith. I think there's a real chance he's there at 53. DJ Turner, a player I really like as well. I'll just verbally mention Tyreek Stevenson. I'm higher on him than Tom Downey. This is his big board, but I like Stevenson quite a bit. Now you look at some defensive linemen now. You look at the edge position. BJ Ojulari, the edge out of LSU. Maybe he's a tick undersized as a 4-3 edge, but he's, an advanced rusher. I would like him quite a bit. Keion White, I didn't love him in round 1. He was getting round 1 buzz, but round 2, absolutely. Isaiah Foskey, round 2 or 3. I like that as well. Tuli Tuipulotu. I've mocked him to the Bears a lot in mock drafts. He's got edge, DT versatility. I think he's a player to keep an eye on. You look more on that interior at Adetomo Adebawore out of Northwestern, some 3-tech edge hybrid potential. I think he's probably a 3-tech in the NFL, obviously local, playing at Northwestern. Keanu Benton as well. He's a stud. Siaki Ika, more of a nose tackle. Maybe 64. I don't think he's a second-round guy. Jervon Dexter Sr., same deal. 3rd round could be in play there. How about tight ends? Listen, there's still some good tight ends available. 4 really good ones. Michael Mayer, Tom Downey's number 1 overall tight end. I like Dalton Kincaid a little bit better, but he's off the board. Darnell Washington, I love. If he slid to 53, I would run the card up to the stage. Sam Laporta out of Iowa, he could be there when the Bears pick at 53, 61, or 64. Luke Musgrave out of Oregon State, I really like as well. There's a real chance one of these 4 players is there when the Bears pick at 53. Tight end isn't a top need, but is not a position I would dismiss either. Rolly, can we actually look at one more position here? Interior offensive lineman. I think center could be a spot that the Bears look to add on day 3. There's some guys available still on the board, like a John Michael Schmitz that's sitting there at this point in time. These are some of the guards, I believe. Osiris Torrance out of Florida. Steve Avila's got guard center flexibility. He's probably a guard in the NFL, but I think some teams could try him at center. Cody Mauch, we've got him as a guard. He could play tackle, could play guard. Some think he could play center. And then Chandler Zavala as well. Then I'll just verbally mention Joe Tippman, John Michael Schmitz, Luke Whippler as a few centers to keep in mind on day 2 as well. But for now, one pick has been made by Ryan Poles, and that is Darnell Wright. Again, powerful, athletic, just nasty, and that's what you want on your offensive line. He's going to line up next to probably Nate Davis, who I think will play right guard, and they should be able to maul people on the right side of this offensive line. I gave it a B+, safe, solid. I think he was near or at the top of their board when they made the selection. If you wanted Jalen Carter or Skoronski, I'm not going to argue with you, but I do think it was probably those two players and Darnell Wright, and clearly they were not going to take Carter. They didn't think he was worth the risk. The red flags just outweighed the rewards in their eyes, and I think that makes sense at where they're at in their rebuild. They're just too early on in the rebuild. I don't think taking Jalen Carter would have been the smartest decision. It could have paid off, there's no doubt, but that's a move you make when you're at where the Eagles are at, where they're in a win-now mode, where the Bears could compete in 23, but the Eagles, they're trying to win Super Bowls right now. Bears are probably still at least a year away from even thinking about that. All right, who do you want the Bears to draft next? Drop a name, drop multiple names in the comments section below. Who would you like to see Chicago draft tomorrow? Go ahead and let us know. And also subscribe to the channel. We'll be your home for draft coverage. Rolly and I will be live tomorrow for day 2. We'll be live for day 3 as well. Latest news, rumors, draft coverage. We have it all. Don't miss any of it. We're just getting started here in the 2023 NFL Draft, and I, for one, cannot wait to see what we have in store tomorrow.